I mean, I know this might sound crazy, but I barely use my PS5. And the weird part, I actually think it's the best console of this generation. So what's going on? A couple of months ago, I got my Nintendo Switch 2, and I instantly became my favorite console. But then I noticed something. I've been playing way more on my Nintendo Switch 2 than on my PS5, a console I've owned since 2022. And I start thinking, how it is possible that such a powerful, amazing console is just sitting there collecting dust? So I try to fix that, and I ask myself, why should I even play on my PS5? And that's where I run into the biggest problem. Almost every game I wanted to play is also on PC, and cheaper. For example, I wanted to play Resident Evil 3 Remake on Steam, and it was for sale for $2. Meanwhile on PS5 it's not even close. Now let me be clear, I'm not a Sony hater. I genuinely believe that the PS5 is the best console this generation, but sometimes it feels like Sony is sabotaging itself. Because when Sony gets it right, they really get it right. God of War Ragnarok is incredible, it shows the raw power of the console. Marvel's Spider-Man 2, amazing game, super smooth performance. And Astro's Playroom, the game actually made me excited about the PS5. The way you use every feature of the DualSense is one of the best first experiences a console has ever had. But there's a problem. Outside of Astro's Playroom, almost no games actually use those features. Only Astrobot really does. So it feels like all that innovation is just waste. For example, there is Mortal Kombat 1. I played at launch on PS5 around 200 hours. But why did I stop? Because on PC it was cheaper and I didn't have to pay for the online services. Now I practice combos on my Nintendo Switch 2 and I play it online on PC. So having it on the PS5 is completely unnecessary. I even thought about playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. At first, I was like, okay, this is a good excuse to use my PlayStation 5. But then reality hits. On the Nintendo Switch 2, with the sale, it's on $20. That's it. But on the PS5, the sale is 25 plus taxes. And on Nintendo Switch 2, I can just pick it up and play anywhere. On PS5, well, I'm stuck on my setup. Yes, I know that I lose those 60 FPS and drop to 30 FPS on the Nintendo Switch 2, but even then, it still feels like the better option, you know? So at this point you're probably wondering, if the PS5 has so many downsides, why not just sell it? Well, there's one reason. One very important reason. Bloodborne. What more iconic PlayStation exclusive is there than Bloodborne? You literally cannot play this game anywhere else officially. There is no PC, no Xbox, or no Nintendo. And for years, I wanted to try it. That gothic aesthetic, the dark atmosphere, that's exactly what my type of game, or movie, books, games, you know, I love that style. So when I found out it was basically a gothic Dark Souls, I had to play it. And when I finally got my PlayStation 5, the first thing I did was buy Bloodborne. And to this day, it's the only reason I still use my PS5. I'm not even kidding guys, like for real, I have over 400 hours in this game. I've beaten so many times that I lost count. And the only reason I haven't platinum yet is because I wanted to do it on stream, like, you know, having everything ready, like new game plus 7, 99 inside, max out the build. I invest so much time, and you know, like the DLC, the All Hunters, you can imagine how much I've invested. I really love this game. And honestly, my addiction to Bloodborne is the only thing keeping me from selling my PS5. I genuinely can't imagine not playing it. And that leads me to the main issue. The PS5 doesn't have any exclusives anymore. Almost every game releases on PC. And Sony? They've been focusing on live service games. And let's be honest, they haven't been good. We don't need a PS5 6. Well, no, if the PS5 doesn't even have games. And this is also what I don't own an Xbox, because I already have those games on PC. There's just not like a real reason, you know? And even beyond gaming, my PC is where I write scripts, edit videos, and do homework. And on top of that, I can play PlayStation and Xbox games there. So yeah, the PS5 ends up being a little bit behind, you know? But still, I feel like I should give it another chance. Because a console this good deserves to be used. No matter how many questionable decisions Sony makes. Okay. Speaking of questionable decisions, what is Sony doing lately? And no, this isn't about just like, hey, just buy a physical game. That's not the point. The point is, this decision doesn't make sense. It's like what happened with Sony, you know, higher prices, studio closures, and you start to wonder, why is Sony making so many bad decisions? And yeah, they're not the only ones, right? I know Nintendo and Xbox also mess up sometimes. But still, for example, Nintendo lowered the digital prices in regions like Mexico and Brazil, and they even reduced the online subscription price. And yeah, as I said, Sony's not the only one, because now we already know that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to hike up the prices. As I said, this is not just about hating on or just making hate of Sony. It's just like the real reason, and now Nintendo's doing the exact same thing, and we're gonna do a video about it. But what about Xbox? Xbox, they lowered the game price of the Game Pass pricing. They're rebranding back to just Xbox. There's no more Microsoft games. It's just Xbox. They're going back to this is Xbox instead of everything is an Xbox. And honestly, I miss the old days. Back in 2007 or 2008, when choosing between an Xbox 360 and a PS3 or a PlayStation 3 was actually hard, because both had incredible exclusives and you could clearly see what made each console special. But now, it feels like consoles don't even matter anymore. Everything is small. It's all about like how much money we can charge to the player, you know. So anyway, I'm ending this video a bit disappointed with the current state of PlayStation. As a consumer, I expect better, fair treatment, you know, like better decisions, and more games that actually make the console worth it, you know. So if you're a PlayStation user, let me know your experience in the comments and tell me what positives did I miss, because I know there are other such great things that the PlayStation has, but maybe because I don't use it, I don't notice them, but just let me know in the comments. And just to be clear, this is not a hate video, right? I'm not hating Sony because I really love the PS5, it's just my opinion. That's my experience as a player. I'm not a Super Nintendo fan or a Super Xbox, PC, or PS5 or PlayStation fanboy. I'm just a regular customer who likes to play on his own consoles. And as I said, this is not a hate video, right? I'm not hating Sony. This is my experience, and this is basically the reasons why I don't use my PS5 as my main console. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you don't get it in the wrong way. As I said, this is not, I'm not hating Sony, it's just my personal experience. But let me know in the comments what things should I try with my PS5 so I can feel better when I'm playing it, you know. And let me know why you use your PS5 as your main console. Why the PS5 and not an Xbox or PC or a Nintendo Switch 1 or 2 or whatever. So please make sure to like and subscribe, share your opinion in your comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and bye bye.